over here. A humble request to all our panelists, our guests, please settle down and take their seats. All right, well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We are wide awake. It's good to see that. But since we are in Ahmedabad and Gujarat, so we should always begin with Kem Cho Bada? Lovely. On that note, my name is Lipi Goyal, and I welcome you all to the beautiful evening on behalf of economictimes.com. We are truly delighted over here to welcome you all to the Ahmedabad edition of ET Make in India SME Regional Summit. Well, last year, we at economictimes.com started this beautiful journey across the key SME hubs in India. And today, we've kick-started this journey in the World Heritage City, Ahmedabad. Today, we complete 20 such conclaves, and it's a beautiful opportunity to come back in this land of Ahmedabad. Well, we all know how large business is per se in Ahmedabad. It's among the largest corporations globally. The city is the classic example how the entrepreneurial energy and the innovation and the thrive and the beauty it has and it's giving to the MSMEs in leveraging digital technologies and global markets to expand the footprint. Ahmedabad totally exemplifies the perfect blend of traditional craftsmanship and future growth, making it an inspiring venue, an inspiring city to discuss various things on MSME transformation. Well, today we are here privileged to have a distinguished panel of experts over here, industry stalwarts, and the policymakers who will be coming up on the stage sharing their thoughts, insights and experiences on the various challenges and the opportunities for the MSME sector that the Ahmedabad has. Before we begin, can I request everybody in the audience to please look on your left and on your right and give a bright and sparkling smile to your neighbors. તમારા લેફ્ટ અને રાઈટમાં જેટલા લોકો બેસ્યા છે એમને સરસ મજાની સ્માઇલ આપી દો. જે લોકો હસી રહ્યા છે, બ્લડ સર્ક્યુલેશન વધારે સરસ રહેશે. Beautiful. Thank you. High five to everybody who's waving their hands. As we now march ahead, well, Gujarat is a home to 3.5 million MSMEs, contributing approximately 8.6% of the state's GDP and plays a pivotal role in the industrial development and shaping the economy. With a diverse industrial base across key sectors, including cotton, gems and jewelry, chemicals, petrochemicals, we have more in and around Ahmedabad and Gujarat. We also welcome Aditya Birla Finance Limited as our presenting partner for today's event, Index TB as the state partner. The beautiful event has been powered by Magma. Orange Technolab is our tech enabler. Stratfix is our business consulting partner. And the event is driven by Cargo Motors, Jaguar and Land Rover, the two beauties that you can see outside the banquet. Well, Aditya Birla Finance Limited is the presenting partner at the ET MSME Awards 2024 also, which is India's largest MSME Awards, friends. We welcome you all once again to the beautiful evening, and I hope you all are equally looking forward to hear to all our panelists and our moderators who've joined us over here. Well, as we believe in India, we begin any occasion with the blessings of the Almighty. And we would like to begin this evening by lighting the lamp. I would like to request and invite our dignitaries to please join us in lighting the lamp. I welcome Mr. R.D. Barhat, the Joint Commissioner for Industries, Government of Gujarat, to please join us, along with Mr. Shantanu Basu, the Head SME Aditya Birla Finance Limited, Ms. Darshana Thakkar, National President, Women's India Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Ajit Shah, President, Sanan Industries Association, Mr. Jitendra Kumar Panchal, Joint Secretary, Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association, and Ms. Neha Devan, Assistant News Editor at the Economic Times. Requesting everybody to please join us in lighting the lamp and beginning the event with the blessings of the Almighty. With the blessings of the God, let's begin over here the beautiful evening. And I would now request Ms. Neha to please join us and welcome you all officially as we kickstart this event. Let's have Ms. Neha over here with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, together. Come on, everybody.
Thank you, Lippy, for that energetic introduction. Mr. R.D. Barhat, Joint Commissioner of Industries, Government of Gujarat. Mr. Chandanu Basu, Head SME, Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Panel members, speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the ET Make in India SME Regional Summit in Ahmedabad, a city with a rich textile legacy to its credit, which led to it being popularly dubbed as the Manchester of India. After all, who doesn't know Bandhani, which is a beautiful craft of the state in its many hues and has been an emblem of Gujarat heritage for centuries. And it is not just textiles. Also home to many top league educational institutes such as IIM Ahmedabad and National Institute of Design, the city serves as a mecca of learning and skill development. Besides this, the city has a flourishing MSME segment in various industries such as chemicals, electronics, and food processing. In fact, out of the 20 lakh MSME Udyam registrations in Gujarat, Ahmedabad has the highest Udyam registrations with 4.21 lakh. A direct reflection of the thriving entrepreneurial spirit here, which leaves you feeling inspired. In fact, at this moment, I can't help but recall my visit to the city on a reporting assignment a few years back that left me in awe of the change being brought on ground by textile majors. During my visit to Arvind Limited's Santej manufacturing facility, which produces high-quality denim fabrics through sustainable practices, I chanced upon something interesting while exploring a story on some of their water-saving initiatives. So while on an average, it takes 75 liters to make one pair of jeans, Arvind can get it down to 15 liters using foam dyeing and different finishing technologies. Their aim, in fact, has been to move towards waterless dyeing of denim over the next few years. Besides this, cotton cultivation practices also revealed some interesting insights. I visited their farms in Jaipur, which is about 4 hours from Ahmedabad, and that showed how the farmer families in Jaipur were creating new ground for better cultivation practices. But it wasn't an easy shift for the company. As is the usual norm, farmers were skeptical of adopting new practices. But Arvind did not give up. to make the idea more appealing to farmers, the company came up with a plan, a deck containing videos, demos, case studies, presentations in local languages, and reached out to them explaining the potential merits. Such persistence paid off, and eventually more farmers became receptive to the initiative, leading to further expansion of land under their Better Cotton initiative. Similar is the story of Thangar near Rajkot, which is home to 225 ceramic units and accounts for 70% of the total sanitary ware exports from India. And as they say, looks are deceptive. Thangar may look like a sleepy, low-profile town, but it surprises you with its facts. The town has seen the most flourishing business in manufacturing and exporting sanitary ware over the years. Shunning traditional ways of manufacturing, the scale of work here showed how the sanitary embracing new technology. The factory features a range of sanitary ware in different colors, shapes, and sizes customized as per the export market demand. It is such ingenuity and enterprise that is found in a host of businesses in the state, which makes them a significant contributor to economic growth. We at the Economic Times want to unravel more such stories of zeal, passion, and entrepreneurial spirit, which can make everyone understand the struggle and perseverance of every small business in the city. And our endeavor is to make more of such stories seen, heard, and spoken about. With these summits, which comprise a series of on-ground events across India, we seek to unlock opportunities, tackle challenges, and foster knowledge sharing and networking among the stakeholders. I would also like to apprise you of the ET MSME Awards, the nominations for which are now open. If you are an SME who has made an outstanding contribution in areas like manufacturing, services, or exports, then please go ahead and nominate yourself. This is your chance to soar high. India's 63 million MSMEs have a plethora of opportunities waiting in the wings for them. They have to seize this opportunity and make this moment count. It is their time to rise, shine, and serve as an example for others to emulate. I once again extend a warm welcome to you all and hope you assimilate enriching insights from the sessions today. I look forward to meeting you all on the sidelines and discuss your challenges and exploring opportunities. Thanks a lot for joining in today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for welcoming us and setting the context also for the event. As we now march forward, we have a very special keynote address. I would like to welcome on stage Shri R.D. Barhat, the Joint Commissioner of Industries, Government of Gujarat, to please join us over here in help us understanding that how the Government of Gujarat is really creating an ecosystem to foster growth and innovation in our state. I welcome Sir on the stage. While he walks towards the stage, can we please give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable dignitaries, distinguished guests, and esteemed participants of this today's Make in India SME Regional Summit organized by Economic Times. It is an honor for me to stand before you today at this forum where we have gathered to recognize the critical role that the MSMEs of India play in shaping India's socio-economic landscape. I am here from the state of Gujarat, from the government, to talk about Gujarat as a state, but without forgetting the fact that the whole of Bharat itself is a land of uh, gurus of the uh, world. If we speak in terms of the poetry by late and ex-Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, ये देश कोई भूमि का टुकड़ा नहीं है, ये जीता जागता राष्ट्र पुरुष है, उसका कंकर कंकर शंकर है. सो ये देश एज ए होल पूरी दुनिया के लिए विश्व गुरु बनने की ताकत रखता है और विश्व गुरु बनने की अपनी जो जर्नी है उस जर्नी में अग्रसर है. So my intention was to say that while I talk about Gujarat, the states of the country are not interstate into the interstate competition, but it is in a healthy sort of competition where each state is working towards a common goal of driving India 2047 towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat over a period of time while we finish 100 years of independence. As you are all aware, the MSMEs hold a place of importance all over the world, and particularly in India and Gujarat, is because it is the second largest employment generator after the agriculture sector. It is among the top contributor in state's GDP, exports, and helping in building a stronger and Atmanirbhar Gujarat. The government of Gujarat, for this matter, and India has increasingly prioritized the MSME sector for several key reasons like employment generation, growth in value-added manufacturing and service sector, reducing regional disparities by promoting industries in underserved areas, increased economic activity and infrastructure growth. So Gujarat, as one of the India's most industrialized state, is proud to lead the change in empowering MSMEs, driving growth and fostering innovation. As DPG said, Gujarat comprises 6% of India's land area with 5% of country's population, contributes 8.2% of India's GDP. It contributes 30% to the overall exports of India, while 40% of the cargo of the India handled by the Gujarat ports. So it has a position of prime importance as far as geographic location is concerned. The state GDP valued at approximately $279 billion for the year 2022-23. We have 21 lakh MSME as on date registered on Udyam portal. Apart from that, if you consider other MSMEs which are not registered because of not having GST number, they are about 35 lakh, 3.5 million MSMEs in Gujarat. Gujarat accounts for very major chunk of exports from India, as I said, which comprises of various sectors like chemicals, textiles, engineering, diamond, gems and jewelry. And 18% of India's industrial output is generated in Gujarat, making it as cornerstone of India's industrial framework. Apart from this, apart from the infrastructure that the state provides, apart from the policy that the state has been offering all over, all through these years, within so many indexes that the central government has earmarked for evaluating various states on their excellencies, their evaluations. We are top achiever in ease of doing business, EODB. We received prestigious Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration in 2017 for effective implementation of startup policy, Startup India program. We have been ranked as best performer for consecutive 4 editions into the startups ranking framework of India. If you take logistics ease across different states, that is leads index, we are achieving the top rank in 2019, 2021, underscoring its robust infrastructure and strategic connectivity. The state is also a top performer in Niti Aayog's State Energy and Climate Index 2022, which reflects its focus on sustainability and energy efficiency. We are also first in Good Governance Index in 2021, emphasizing our commitment to transparent and effective governance. Our businesses are spread across various sectors of manufacturing, agriculture, services, trade, and handicrafts. The state government has implemented various policies and schemes to support MSMEs, such as amendment in MSME Act, providing financial assistance, training and marketing support. Recently, the government has also floated procurement policy with greater preference to MSMEs. So, over a decade, the MSMEs have flourished in Gujarat, and today we are 5th as far as Udyam registration is concerned, with 21 lakh plus count on MSMEs registered. The 5 districts of Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara, Rajkot, and Kutch, they account for more than 64% of MSMEs of the Gujarat. So these major MSME hubs further support the surrounding regional MSME ecosystem, thereby offering regional prosperity. Gujarat has one of the highest women-led MSMEs with 15% in the sectors like textile, agro and food processing and chemicals sectors. Apart from that, as far as finance is concerned, Gujarat is 3rd in the count, in the rank in country in loan disbursements of collateral-free loans to MSEs under CGT MSE schemes. In 23-24, loans totaling rupees 19,668 crores were dispersed to MSEs. And to enhance the coverage under CGT MSE, the government of Gujarat has created 25 crore rupees of corpus fund in 24-25 budget. And to implement this corpus, an MOU is being signed with CGT MSE Trust with the state government. Apart from that, 2022 we launched Atmanirbhar Gujarat schemes for assisting those industries, those industrial MSME units which were coming up, which were recovering from the post-corona effect. So that Atmanirbhar Gujarat scheme included various schemes like capital subsidy to micro enterprises, interest subsidies for MSMEs, 100% reimbursement of CGT MSE fees, and various other schemes like technology upgradation, innovation, market expansion, MDA schemes, SGST reimbursement schemes, EPF reimbursements. So an umbrella of schemes were designed under the Atmanirbhar scheme. Through this umbrella of schemes, you think of any activity that, any expenditure that one MSME unit incurs. So those expenses, even if you take energy conservation efforts, if you do some efforts in water conservation, you do energy audit, you purchase equipments to conserve those energy and water thing. Those all efforts, whatever expenses that you, suppose if you connect to ICT network through cloud computing, all those things, wherever you spend some money, those are covered under the scheme for some 50% or some 60% of the assistances among those expenditures. We are, last year during the Vibrant Gujarat, we achieved first rank in Z certifications, zero effect, zero defect certifications with 41,000 plus certifications as on July 2024. We were very high on gem procurement from women entrepreneurs with rupees 3,646 crores of transaction on the gem portal through women entrepreneurs. So among those achievements, these are some of the achievements that Gujarat has achieved because of its entrepreneurial spirit as well as state's policy driven strategies. Last 4 years, we have seen 60,000 crores of investment in MSMEs and more than 7,200 crores, 7,200 crores with 1.17 lakh claims disbursed through the subsidies in last 5 years. We also have sectoral policies. We have separate policies for textile. We have separate policies for non-MSMEs, large industries also that covers even mega projects, large projects. We, Industries Commissionerate, conducted an extensive cluster study of 186 clusters across the Gujarat state, where we covered various sectors like engineering, textile, garment, chemical and petrochemical, pharmaceutical, diamond processing, agro-based products, brass parts and ceramics. Through those insights from 100 plus industrial association meetings and over 1,400 challenges, we were identified under the categories of infrastructure upgradation, access to market, access to credit, regulatory compliance difficulties, and skill gaps. So we carried out an extensive exercise to find out with a cluster approach that which cluster has what sort of issues which can be addressed by the progressive policies of the state. On the basis of that, the state will devise its policies, futuristic policies. We have an act in place which has a motto of first production, then permission, that entails a provision that till 3 years of your start of the business, you don't undergo any inspections for any licenses or permissions, except a few which are very critical to the environment and social impact. So that was 2019 Act. So far, 3,400 plus MSMEs have declared intention under this Act to establish their units. GIDC has developed 13 MSME dedicated parks, 3 women industrial parks at various locations, and 36 multi-storied sheds for micro and small enterprises overall Gujarat state. Apart from that, in a very ambitious project sponsored by World Bank called RAMP, Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance, we have formulated a strategic investment plan and aligning with RAMP's key objectives of institutional support, market access, expansion, credit facilitation, governance reforms, and greening practices, which will chart a clear roadmap for MSME development. So this is an ambitious project which is sponsored by World Bank, and over a period of 2 to 3 years, a large number of government initiatives will come in the way, and which would probably change the landscape of the industrial scenario of the Gujarat. We also before Vibrant, we also had Vibrant Gujarat, Vibrant District. So to have a feel of Vibrant Gujarat program, which is centered at a place, to have a feel of that program for all districts, we conducted pre-Vibrant Gujarat, Vibrant District programs all over 33 districts of Gujarat. 20,000 MSMEs participated with 2,500 MOUs of investment of the potential exceeding 45,000 crore rupees and 62,000 jobs offering statewide. Every year, we conduct 350 plus seminars to disseminate the information about the industrial policies of the state. Apart from that, we also MSME commissionerate all over the as it is done all over the country. We uh, implement a very enabling provision of delayed payment for the MSEs, where MSEs default payments can be addressed in a quasi-judicial format, where without going to the civil courts, any seller whose buyer has delayed their payments beyond 45 days and they have grievance, they have uh, bad relations with now those buyers. In that case, we take up the cases, we hear the cases just like a court, and we adjudicate wherever merit permits in favor of the seller MSE. So this is very enabling provision that we conduct through our policy. In the sphere of startups, we were the first state in 2015 to come out with a startup policy through Industries Commissionerate Office, followed by SSIP Student Startup Innovation Policy in 2016. So now, over a period of these years, we have more than 12,000 startups recognized by DPIIT, various schemes from Industries Department, Education Department, Biotechnology Department, Industry, IT Department, Science and Technology. We have the schemes in place for budding startups to come out with prototype, to establish their business with venture finance also. So we have a 360-degree approach for developing the startups into the states. So with all these, ladies and gentlemen, Gujarat's journey of empowering MSMEs is one of collaboration, innovation, and resilience. Our state's success is a model of how policy, infrastructure, and inclusivity can combine to create an environment where MSMEs thrive. As we look ahead, we invite leaders, policymakers, and entrepreneurs to partner with us in scaling these efforts. Let us continue to nurture the MSMEs ecosystem, driving not just Gujarat, but the entire nation towards a future of shared prosperity and self-reliance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request you to be with us for a minute, and I would request Ms. Neha to please present a token of gratitude over here. Thank you once again for taking out time and being present over here and giving us the special address over here, keeping our fingers crossed and hoping for a brighter future. Thank you so much. With that, we now move ahead to a very exciting fireside chat over here. And to moderate the fireside chat, we have once again Ms. Neha joining us over here. And as we just talk about the fireside chat, friends, Aditya Birla Finance Limited has been fueling the MSME growth across the India by facilitating the access to credit and finance, the most important ingredient in the growth of any business. Also, the Udyog Plus platform of the Aditya Birla Finance Limited is the one-stop solution for all the growth-related requirements for MSMEs. To shed light more on this and how ABFL is empowering MSMEs and driving the financial inclusions in India, we'll now have a fireside chat, and I would request and welcome on stage Mr. Shantanu Basu, the head SME Aditya Birla Finance Limited, to please join us over here to throw some light in understanding that how ABFL is empowering MSMEs and driving the financial inclusions in India. Welcome.
Good evening, Shantanu. And
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here, and to know more about the kind of initiatives being taken on the funding front, and how ABFL is also helping to steer this ecosystem forward. So, to begin with, obviously to set the context also, and we are talking about driving financial inclusion. So I want to talk a bit about Ahmedabad, and like Mr. Barahat also was talking about the kind of diverse industries which are there, from textiles to pharmaceuticals, chemicals. So what excites you the most about the MSME ecosystem in Ahmedabad and Gujarat at large, to begin with?
I think the one thing which excites me most is the fact that I'm from Gujarat originally. અને ગુજરાતમાં આવીને મજા આવે, બરાબર છે? હા, દિલથી ગુજરાતી થઈએ તો ગુજરાતમાં અમે તો મજા આવી જાય. Having said that, I think when you look at Ahmedabad and Gujarat as a whole, I think Gujarati, and when I say Gujarati, people from Gujarat generally they get the vibe of being great businessmen, and I think it is in the air, it is in the blood of Gujarati, and we can see that all across the globe. As the esteemed speaker just mentioned right now, and while I had jotted down a whole sheet of information nuggets about how Gujarat is doing great on business, but all of that has been so well detailed earlier. I'll not go through with all of them. I think it is the entrepreneurial mindset that we see in Gujarat and across any of the sectors, be it chemicals, textiles, or jewelry. I think it is the entire value chain. So you don't just see one particular aspect of a business sector which is there in Gujarat. You will find the entire value chain. So even if it is pharma, in the SMEs and MSME, I think there's some 5,000 plus pharma companies which are there in Gujarat. Now, this is a kind of critical mass which you don't find across most of the other states, and the kind of growth that the state is showing and driven by MSMEs, as again was mentioned a while earlier. In terms of the share that MSMEs have in the GDP of Gujarat, the share that MSMEs have in the export that comes out of Gujarat, and as a result, contributing to the overall dynamics of the country. I think that is what makes it, very exciting to hear and be part of this journey as a lending partner through this journey.
Right, as you said, it is known for its entrepreneurial spirit, and that really reflects in the kind of, various businesses that are present there in the city, and ranging from a cross-section of industries, so to say. And as we were talking about the MSMEs, and as it has been mentioned also here today, there are around 20 or 21 lakh MSMEs registered on the Udyam portal. And it ranks 5th from that standpoint. So how can, if we talk about ABFL, how can it help to further this journey and improve capital access among MSMEs? Because that is the main, maybe the link which can really, help them to go forward in their journey.
I think, thanks for that question. And we were having the chat a little while earlier at the table. And as I was mentioned a while back, there are 5 districts in Gujarat which are leading the charge when it comes to being the main MSME clusters, and they in turn are powering MSME growth in the surrounding districts or areas. So the challenge would be in terms of what kind of capital is required across different. So there are new MSMEs coming in, and they will need a certain kind of finance. There are MSMEs which are established who would have maybe 3, 4, 5 years or 7 years of existence. They would need working capital. Even in working capital, there would be requirements which will be like to meet very immediate financial needs, like they are supplying to large corporates. The payments are to be received in 90 days. They need the invoice discounting as a facility. So there are different kinds of financial needs. It could be capex to fund expansion, to fund acquisition of a new factory, or install machinery. So I think we, as a lender, we understand the different kinds of financial needs that MSME may have, and we therefore try and tailor solutions accordingly. So, for example, we have got a specific program to assess any MSME from handicrafts as a segment. We've had a tailor-made program for players in the ceramic industry in Morbi, which is very specific to a specific geography and specific kind of players. So I think as a lender, we try and identify different sort of industry segments which are driving a certain parts of the different geographies. Try and understand if there is anything that we can do to meet the specific requirements. Some years in business which is cyclical in nature, seasonal in nature. So can we come up with custom suit repayment structure? I think that's the kind of thought process with which we try and approach financial requirements. So that different kind of players are get the solution which is tailor-made for them.
Right, wonderful. So in terms of you assess their particular need and you customize it as per where they are operating from, or as you mentioned, if it's cyclical or seasonal, and you tailor it as per their requirement, which would be the need of the hour, because there's no one-size-fits-all solution in any case.
And also, one of the other things which really helps in this journey is the engagement that we try and have with the industry associations. So every kind of, for us to go across and speak to maybe every individual customer, every individual SME, may be a very different task altogether, but then we try and engage with associations or representatives of different industries in different clusters and try and have a cluster-based approach there.
Right. Yeah. Also, how does, some of these initiatives that you mentioned, how does this help in, addressing the $530 billion credit gap which is present in the sector and which is a huge addressable market for banks, fintechs, and NBFCs? Yeah. How does that help in fixing this?
Yeah. So as you were mentioning earlier, one size doesn't fit all. So there can be certain kind of financial requirements which will be unsecured in nature. They'll need that immediately. The digital literacy in the country is one of the best, and it's evolved at a fantastic pace. So we have devised a digital product, and which my colleague Arjun will come up and talk about later in length. But to just touch upon that, it's a digital solution whereby get onto the platform without having to submit any physical documents in the shortest possible time, without having to submit any physical document, just through digitally authorizing and enabling uploading of information, we can approve and disburse loans almost instantly. So that is at one end of the spectrum, and the other end of the spectrum could be someone who requires maybe a large capex funding. So we therefore have our teams to go across, sit down with them, understand the requirement, look at the financial information that they have through authorization. We look at the GST data and try and custom suit custom build a solution for them.
Okay, so like a different suite of products which would suit this segment. And of course, you mentioned some of the aspects about how you just it can be dispersed to them. But in terms of simplifying the credit landscape for MSMEs, so that they have instant loan dispersals across the front, are there some concentrated initiatives on that?
So I think a big shout out here to the evolved India stack. I think information today is getting democratized thanks to the initiatives which has been taken by regulators and government here. Using the digitally accessible and available information, I think we have tried to automate decision making to a great extent. So earlier, where loans to MSMEs would take anywhere between, let's say, 15 days to 25 days or even a month, there are some parts of the products, as I mentioned, we've been able to automate that part of the process and give those loans instantly. There are other loans which earlier would have taken a very long time. We are able to process, assess, approve, and disburse in a matter of 5 days. I was pleasantly impressed with one of my one of the dignitaries on the table in Indore, where we were last in the summit, and the gentleman who is the president of one of the industry bodies in MP, he mentioned that Shantanu, we thoroughly happy. He was very happy. I wanted the money before Dhanteras, and ABFL picked up the documents and disbursed in straight 5 days. On the day of Dhanteras, in the morning, the funds were in my account, and I was like, I was happy to hear that. What we strive to achieve and deliver in terms of service delivery, when it gets delivered and it puts a smile on someone's face, it's a great achievement.
So it was actually Shubh Dhanteras for him.
Yep, and for us.
Yeah, he got it right on time. Right, last question, Shantanu, to you, that in terms of when we talk about achieving financial inclusion, it is also about offering loans through a multi-channel approach and for making it more accessible. What is it how are you making that possible for MSMEs?
So, one of the most critical initiatives is have the digital enablers in place, have the digital solution in place for any MSME to kind of get in touch with us directly. So we have Udyog Plus, through which MSMEs can directly apply, get onto a platform, apply and get finance. But there can be other, as I was mentioning earlier, there can be other kind of financial requirements which might require some more assessment than just the digital assessment. But for that, we have our own branch network. We try and be physically present closer to our customers. So in Gujarat, we have 45 branches, 4 of them in Ahmedabad. I mean, Ahmedabad being an important cluster. We have our own team on ground who can go across to MSMEs, sit down with them, understand their requirement, tailor the proposal, and so that it can be put up for assessment. And we also, as was mentioned earlier, besides those 5 top districts, there are there is vibrancy in the MSME segment across a lot of other districts. We may not be able to have a physical presence across all of them. So we have a hub and spoke sort of model, and we have our partners, we have our associates who help us have a much wider and larger coverage through which we are able to practically cover the entire state. So I think our endeavor is to try and be present at each and every point, whether digitally or physically, so that MSMEs find it easier and the ease of reaching out to us there.
Right, so that kind of footprint is there in which you can reach
Absolutely.
maximum, clients, customers from the MSME domain, and make it, and as we are talking about, empower them and drive financial inclusion. Thank you so much, Shantanu, for joining us today and giving us those insights. I guess this is a pivotal aspect. Funding is a pivotal aspect when it comes to the MSME ecosystem, and players like you are helping to drive that story forward. So thanks a lot for
Thank you so
joining
much.
us
Thanks,
today.
Vicky.
Thank you.
Check. Thank you. Thank you so much. Not going to take too much of time. I would request Ms. Neha once again to please present a token of gratitude to Mr. Shantanu. This was the first fireside chat as we begin the event, the Make in India SME Regional Summit in Ahmedabad over here. Thank you so much once again to both of you. We now march ahead to our next session. Well, Ahmedabad has a large diversity of sectors that contributes to the state's economic progress. And our next session is an insightful and an engaging session, a panel discussion on the Gujarat's next big gift to India. I guess everybody got that hint. While the stage is being setting up for our panelists and our moderator to join, we just want to share something really exciting that's happening. The India's largest SME awards, ET MSME Awards, are taking place over here, and we are totally excited for that. The award celebrates the excellence in MSMEs. We've received over 15,000 entries last year, and we're looking forward to many more. The participation is still open for the micro, small, and medium enterprises in 22 award categories. Please feel free to nominate yourself and your business at the website, which is etmsmeawards.com. The last date for filing the nominations and participation is 30th December 2024. So please make sure before the deadline you do register your business for the awards. As we can see, the stage is almost set, but we want to also take a moment and thank our partners once again who've contributed in making this event a successful. We want to thank Aditya Birla Finance Limited once again as our presenting partner. Can we please give a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? We have Index TB as our state partner. The event is powered by Magma. Orange Technolab is our tech enabler. StraightFix is our business consulting partner. And the event is driven by Cargo Motors, Jaguar, and Land Rover. Thank you to each and every associate and partner for being a strong support of Pillar with us over here. And with that, let me just take a moment quickly and invite our panelists over here for the next session. I welcome Ms. Darshana Thakkar, the National President, Entrepreneurship Development Council, Women's India Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Let's welcome ma'am with your applause, everybody in the audience together. Joining her on the panel, we have Mr. Ajit N. Shah, the President, Sanand Industries Association, SIA, Secretary, Federation of Industries Association, FIA, and Executive Committee Member, GCCI. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sir. Joining the panelists, we have Mr. Jitendra Kumar, D. Panchal, Joint Secretary, Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association. I welcome sir over here. And to moderate the session, we have the lovely Ms. Neha once again joining us over here, Assistant News Editor, economictimes.com, to please join us and moderate the session.
Welcome, a warm welcome to all the panelists, and thank you, audience, as well for attending today and for being such a great audience today. Our session today is on Gujarat's next big gift to India, which basically represents about the next big opportunities and the new horizons of growth which Gujarat offers. So we have 20 minutes for this panel, and so I'll just begin right away. मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन अजीत जी आपको है. हाँ जी, हाँ यस, मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन आपको है एंड क्लस्टर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के बारे में बात करना चाहूँगी. You know, there are a lot of clusters in Gujarat also, लेकिन I want to draw a parallel with China. China's approach has been quite successful. Unlike how it is in India, Chinese model वो involve करता है collaboration to manufacture a single product. So how can Indian cluster manufacturers as well as ecosystem learn from such success models और उनको यहाँ पे वो implement कर सकते हैं?
गुड इवनिंग. सबसे पहली बात यही है आपकी कि जो क्लस्टर बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज है, अपने गुजरात में जो भी डेवलपमेंट आज तक हुआ है, मतलब आज से 10-15 साल पहले की बात बता रहा हूँ, तो ब्रास सेक्टर का जामनगर है, देन मोरबी टाइल सेक्टर है, ये बाय डिफॉल्ट डिज़ाइन हो गया. उसमें कोई स्पेसिफिक डिज़ाइन क्लस्टर बेस्ड वो नहीं था, मगर जो डिमांड एंड सप्लाई के एंड एंटरप्रीनरशिप के जो ताकत थी, उससे ये क्लस्टर डेवलप हो गया. नाउ वी हैव टू मेक एज पर द डिज़ाइन. तो नाउ द टाइम हैज़ केम कि भाई चलो अपने को एक डिज़ाइन से क्लस्टर बनाना है. मेरे गवर्नमेंट के जो ऑफिसर्स हैं, मैं तो उनको इंडस्ट्रियल फ्रेंडली के ऑफिसर्स बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रीज की कोई भी बात में ही इज़ डेफिनेटली गिविंग ऑल द सपोर्ट्स. तो जब गवर्नमेंट अपने साथ है, गवर्नमेंट क्लस्टर के बेस के काफ़ी स्कीम्स डिज़ाइन की हुई है. बट अल्टीमेट मैं बताऊं कि अभी सर ने भी बताया कि GIDC हैज़ मेड many clusters like MSME, like chemical, like women entrepreneur, like pharma sector in our Sanand. But where is the infrastructure? The cluster जो है उसके लिए एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए. स्पेसिफिक क्लस्टर इसी के लिए है. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दूं कि यहाँ जितने भी इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट बैठे हैं, वो उसमें से बॉयलर का यूज कौन कर रहे हैं? कैन यू टेल मी? अब आप देखिए कि क्लस्टर जो यूज कर रहे हो, बॉयलर जो यूज कर रहे हो, उसके लिए आपको काफी परमिशन लेनी है, ऑपरेटर्स रखने हैं, बिकॉज यू नीड द स्ट्रीम. और अगर क्लस्टर बेस है, कॉमन है, जो गवर्नमेंट ने स्कीम दी है, बट वी डोंट हैव मेनी क्लस्टर्स, तो उसके लिए ये चीज फुलफिल नहीं हो रही है. उससे कॉस्ट भी कम हो रही है, ज़्यादा एडमिन वर्क भी कम हो रहा है. तो क्लस्टर बेस्ड जो अपने को चाइना की अगर कंपेयर करें, तो वी आर फार बिहाइंड, बट गवर्नमेंट हैज गिविंग मोर सपोर्ट. द थिंग इज दैट के इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट स्कैटर्ड है, उसको एक क्लस्टर में लाना है, एंड उसको अगर ये सारी सुविधा दी जाए और गवर्नमेंट की जो भी पॉलिसीज है उसका यूज किया जाए, तो ये क्लस्टर बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज 100% सक्सेस हो जाती है. क्योंकि क्लस्टर से अपनी कॉस्ट कम होती है, क्लस्टर से अपनी जो प्रोडक्ट है वो भी एक अच्छी बनती है, प्रोडक्शन भी ज़्यादा बन सकता है, प्रॉफिट भी बढ़ सकता है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें गवर्नमेंट ने रखी है. वी हैव टू कम फॉरवर्ड. अल्टीमेट मैं रियली कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करूंगा आप लोगों को कि आपने ऐसा सेशन रखा है जिसमें ये सारी चीज़ें खुले मन से, गवर्नमेंट भी है यहाँ इंडस्ट्रीज भी है, यहाँ प्रेस मीडिया भी है, तो उनके सामने ये सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस हो रही है कि गुजरात को आगे ले जाने के लिए अपनी जो ज़रूरत है, जो ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन आपका कि जो क्लस्टर है, क्लस्टर से ही डेवलपमेंट होगा. चाइना का जो भी अगर डेवलप, चाइना देखो, कोई भी चीज़ देखो, तो जहाँ भी है ये जो डेवलपमेंट हुआ है क्लस्टर बेस्ड हुआ है. तो अपने को क्लस्टर बेस्ड डेवलपमेंट के लिए आगे बन रहा है. उसके लिए इंडस्ट्रीज एंड एसोसिएशन, मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल छोटा सा दे रहा हूँ, हमारे साणंद का ही है कि वहाँ एक वर्कर्स की डॉर्मेटरी बनानी है. अब गवर्नमेंट अगर बनाएगी, लेबर डिपार्टमेंट हैज कम फॉरवर्ड कि भैया हमको बनानी है, कैसे करे, हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ, तो हमने गवर्नमेंट को बोल दिया कि आप जो भी सब्सिडी या जगह देना चाहते हो दे के आप हट जाइए, बिल्ड एंड ऑपरेट. एंड गवर्नमेंट हैड मेड द पॉलिसी अकॉर्डिंग टू अस. अभी वहाँ पे 2100 वर्कर का डॉर्मेटरी बन रहा है जो वर्ल्ड क्लास है, एंड इंडिया का शायद गुजरात का शायद वो फर्स्ट है. तो ये चीज अपने को करनी है विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज एंड इंडस्ट्रियल एसोसिएशन, और गवर्नमेंट तो बट नेचुरल है ही साथ में, तो वी कैन डू दैट.
So a collaborative approach is what can, you know, take us forward in this and learn from the China model as well. Jitendra ji, मैं आप पे I'll want to come to you, and we've heard अजीत जी ने कुछ बात की है अबाउट द क्लस्टर अप्रोच एंड व्हाट वी कैन लर्न बेसिकली फ्रॉम चाइना, व्हाट दे आर डूइंग इन दिस. But when we talk about the MSME sector, there are a lot of issues like shortage of labor, restricted cash flow, inability to repay loans. But if we're talking about a self-reliant India, हमारी जो existing strengths हैं, we have to make use of that. We have to work with our strengths as well. So what can we do कि हम अपने present advantages को लेके आगे बढ़ें?
सभी को मैं शाम का सुप्रभात. ठीक है. अच्छा, शॉर्टेज ऑफ लेबर तो एक्चुअली स्किल लेबर तो है ही नहीं. और स्किल लेबर में आने के लिए जो पढ़े लिखे हैं वो आने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. तो आई एम फ्रॉम द इंजीनियरिंग एंड फाउंड्री. तो उसी में तो सबसे बड़ी है कि नॉन गुजराती लेबर है. वो कभी कभी गुजरात छोड़ के त्योहारों में चले जाते. तो फाउंड्री में सबसे बड़ी तकलीफ यही है कि लेबर. अच्छा, इंजीनियरिंग में भी जो पढ़े लिखे हैं वो उसी फील्ड में आना नहीं चाहते. पेरेंट्स इंडस्ट्री जो है उसी में आना नहीं चाहते. दूसरी इंडस्ट्री आईटी में किसी इंडस्ट्रीज में आना नहीं चाहते. तो इसका ये है कि एनकरेजमेंट फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट ऐसा कुछ स्कीम बनाना चाहिए कि भाई समझो कि सबको गवर्नमेंट जॉब चाहिए लेकिन प्राइवेट जॉब में कोई आना नहीं चाहता है. वाई? अच्छा, इसका एक रीज़न होगा मे बी. अब तो सैलरी का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. प्राइवेट में भी इतनी सैलरी देने के लिए तैयार है. जैसे हमारे अश्विन भाई पटेल है, उनकी फाउंड्री और है, लेकिन उनको इतने सीएनसी वीएमसी चलाने वाले इंजीनियर नहीं मिलते हैं. तो ये कैसे चलेगा? एमएसएमई तो जैसे साहब ने कहा कि क्लस्टर मॉडल है. हमारा इंजीनियरिंग एसोसिएशन भी क्लस्टर मॉडल ही है. वन टाइप ऑफ क्लस्टर 700 मेंबर्स है अप्रोक्सीमेटली. तो इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम तो रहेगा ही रहेगा, लेकिन इसका कोई सॉल्यूशन साथ बैठ के सोचना पड़ेगा. नहीं तो एमएसएमई इंजीनियरिंग इज द बेसिक लाइन मैकेनिकल. तो इसका कोई रास्ता नहीं है अभी. और जो नया जनरेशन नहीं आना चाहता है उसका तो कोई ना कोई सॉल्यूशन. देखो, मैं मेरी बात करूं कि मेरे बच्चे चले गए हमें छोड़ के यहाँ से पढ़े लिखे. मेरी इंडस्ट्रीज में कैसे चलाऊं? सभी अगर यहाँ बैठे जो है उनको अगर ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो मेरी तो एक स्मॉल है. इंजीनियरिंग में तो इतना है कि बी हो गया तो मुझे परदेश जाना है. परदेश जाके कुछ भी करो, लेकिन यहाँ पापा की फैक्ट्री है वो नहीं चलाएंगे.
लेकिन आप थोड़ा स्ट्रेंथ्स के बारे में भी बताइए कि तो हमें पता है कि लिमिटेशंस है, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन की भी लिमिटेशन है.
अब फाइनेंस की
हाँ जी, कि हम स्ट्रेंथ्स को कैसे लीवरेज कर सकते हैं ये बताइए.
अब फाइनेंस में भी स्मॉल इंडस्ट्रीज को फाइनेंस कोई देता नहीं है. एमएसएमई
शांतनु, दिस इज फॉर यू.
अब इसका एक एग्जांपल दे दूं मैं आपको कि भारत साहब बैठे, उन्होंने हमको प्रेरणा दी थी 3 साल पहले कि हमने बुलाया था हमारे ऑफिस में. एग्जांपल अभी सबको पता होगा शायद कि हमने एक रॉ मटेरियल बैंक शुरू किया. हमारे पास बेसिक रॉ मटेरियल है पिगाइन की इतनी शॉर्टेज थी कि आज सुबह में 5,000 रेट है तो शाम को 6,000 हो जाएगा. इंडस्ट्रीज कैसे सर्वाइव करेगी? ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो हमने हमारे सभी मेंबर्स को इकट्ठे किए, साहब को बुलाए. उन्होंने कहा कि आप संगठन करो, 2-2, 5-5, 10-10 टन का ऑर्डर दे तो शाम एक साथ में ऑर्डर दे दो कोई कंपनी को. और रॉ मटेरियल बैंक आज भी अच्छी चल रही है. 4,000 टन पर मंथ हम बेच रहे हैं. 170 करोड़ का टर्नओवर लास्ट ईयर हमने किया और सही चलता है. मतलब क्लस्टर मॉडल. अच्छा, फाइनेंस देने के लिए कई कंपनियां हमारे पास आई, कोई देते नहीं. हमने कंपनी से 30 डेज की क्रेडिट मांगी कि भाई क्रेडिट दे दो तो मटेरियल चलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं चलेगा. टाटा, किर्लोस्कर कोई देने के लिए तैयार नहीं था. एक कंपनी तैयार हो गई, आज भी हमारा चलता है.
राइट.
रॉ मटेरियल बैंक इंडिया में एकमात्र अभी अहमदाबाद इंजीनियरिंग एसोसिएशन चला रहा है और क्रेडिट गोज टू भारत साहब एंड अश्विन भाई पटेल.
राइट. आई
अच्छा, अभी लोन की बात.
अभी पहले दर्शना जी से बात कर लेते हैं, वरना उनका एक विमेन वाला पर्सपेक्टिव लाना भी जरूरी है, बिकॉज दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इन द MSME इकोसिस्टम. तो दर्शना जी ये बताइए that in terms of MSMEs, women-led MSMEs, as Mr. Bharhat also said, that Gujarat has the highest number of women-led MSMEs. So, if you can tell me that how has the initiatives of WICCI, how has it helped women-led MSMEs to become globally competitive and make innovation an intrinsic part of their business model?
Good evening. Hello, good evening. Yes, as far as women's are concerned, I see very few women's here. And in any program I go there are a few numbers of women are there. Out of 200, there are maybe 5 or 6 women. This is a scenario in state of Gujarat as well. I don't know about the other state, but this is a bitter scenario. Government is supporting, as Bharat sir said, that we have special 3 industrial park for the women, but we need more. And in recent years, startup ecosystem, 48% of women's startups are there in the Gujarat. So this is a huge number, but they need support. Women's startup need support. And for that, many platforms are come forward, many incubation centers. iHub is there in Gujarat. Recently, our chief minister has, inaugurated one exhibition for the women innovators in Ahmedabad, organized by iHub. And Wiki is a national chamber of commerce, the only chamber of commerce for the women's, taking care of the problem for the women entrepreneurs. They are facing across the country, not only India, but across the globe. Wiki is Wiki is having more than 5 lakh members. They are having very good support for the policy making at national level, state level as well. And only chamber is giving the free e-commerce platform for the women entrepreneurs, women innovators. They are having many 4-5 verticals. One is All India Ladies League. There is bringing sisterhood across the globe. CCOME is the platform for the women to provide the free of cost web portal and e-commerce platform. This is amazing innovation support by the Wiki. And another one, World Women Economic Forum is also there. It provides conferences for the women across the globe. So this is amazing support Wiki is providing for the women entrepreneurs. But I am requesting Bharat sir to provide more and more platform, ecosystem, network for the women in Gujarat.
Right. And I think those initiatives can help to increase the numbers from Gujarat as well.
Yes, yes.
And I hope Mr. Bharat is also listening and to these suggestions. But in the interest of time, I would like to ask a common question to all panelists. And that is about what do you feel is Gujarat's next big gift to India?
It's Gujarat semiconductor policy, electronic cluster, and the Dholera sir, which is huge gift, and Gift City is also a huge gift. And Gujarat is going to contribute like anything to the global economy, not the India. It's going to contribute because there is a totally short of semiconductor chips, electronics components. We are whole world is dependent on China, Korea, and Taiwan for the chip manufacturing. So now Gujarat is hosting the Vedanta and Tata plant in Dholera, sir. So it will be a very big gift to Gujarat, to India, and to the globe that we will be exporting semiconductors and chips and everything. The demand of the global demand will be fulfilled by the Gujarat. That will be a very pride moment for the Gujarat as well.
Wonderful, Ajit ji.
ये चीज़ एक नक्की है एज मैडम सेड कि ये गुजरात का आने वाला समय सेमीकंडक्टर का एंड वी आर प्राउड ऑफ दैट बिकॉज वी आर फ्रॉम साणंद एंड साणंद में आज 3 सेमीकंडक्टर्स इंडस्ट्रीज आर देयर और 3 आ रही है. सो सेमीकंडक्टर का एक बड़ा हब बन रहा है और आने वाला दिन वही है. जो भी आज उसमें जो अपनी मेन यहाँ आज की कॉन्क्लेव है तो MSME इसके लिए बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी है. सेमीकंडक्टर में आज बता दूं दे आर इन नीड ऑफ 110 आइटम्स to get the supply because उनको कोई distance is a impurity question. So उनको within cluster चाहिए और वो cluster अपने गुजरात के पास है. तो गुजरात के अगर no doubt अभी it's too early to say, but after 6 months or 12 months it will be clear. Or in February also we are arranging one global expo in Sanand, mainly on the semiconductor. तो ये चीज जो है अपनी MSME के लिए ये सानंद में ये मीन्स गुजरात में बहुत बड़ा एक क्रांति आ रहा है. अगर आने वाले 5-10 साल में ये गेम चेंजर है, ये मैं श्योर बताता हूँ. ये गेट में जो आप बता रहे हो उसमें ओनली सेमीकंडक्टर विल प्ले द बिगेस्ट रोल.
Excellent. हाँ जी जितेंद्र जी.
हेलो हेलो. હવે सबने ये सुना होगा कि एयरबस और टाटा का बड़ौदा में प्लांट आ रहा है. अप्रोक्सीमेटली 30,000 एम्प्लॉयमेंट होने वाला है. ये बहुत बड़ा चेंज है. एरोस्पेस डिफेंस में गुजरात का आज तक का कोई रोल नहीं था, अभी ये शुरुआत हुई है. अच्छा, एरोस्पेस डिफेंस में आज भी गुजरात में कोई ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्री नहीं है, कॉरिडोर नहीं है, इसका इकोसिस्टम बना ही नहीं है. तो ये पहला शुरुआत है, वो बहुत बड़ा है. और एक किस्सा अभी कहूँ कि मैं एक जाके आर्मी कैंप में जाके आया कि अपनी जो आर्टरीज है वो इतनी ओल्ड हो चुकी है, उसको नया करने की जरूरत है. वहाँ के स्टाफ ने भी बोला कि भाई दिस इज नॉट, अच्छा 30-40 ईयर्स ओल्ड है. अगर एरोस्पेस डिफेंस में अपने पास अगर ये आ जाए गुजरात में तो MSME डिपार्टमेंट को बहुत फायदा है. और मैंने कल भी कहा कि भाई डिफेंस कॉरिडोर की बात करो. मैं साहब से भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि डिफेंस कॉरिडोर जैसे तमिलनाडु में मिला, यूपी में है, वेस्टर्न रीजन में कहीं भी नहीं है, नॉट अ सिंगल. तो पूरा वेस्टर्न रीजन खाली पड़ा है. तो डिफेंस कॉरिडोर में है, टैंक है, आर्टरीज है, इसकी जो चीजें वो है ही नहीं. और जो है वो उसका पीरियड पूरा होने की तैयारी है. तो ये जैसे एयरबस आया वैसे अभी हेलीकॉप्टर बनने की एक कंपनी शुरू कर रही है, हेलीकॉप्टर बनाने की. अभी सानंद में आ रही है, बावड़ा में आ रही है. तो ये बहुत बड़ा गिफ्ट है गुजरात को. अगर ये सेक्टर में और जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले तो बहुत फायदा है. और MSME ये कर सकती है. मैंने चैलेंज दी है ब्रिगेडियर साहब को कि 2 टैंक हमारी एसोसिएशन को दे दो, जो उसको मैं करके दूंगा. राजकोट गया था, वहां भी मैंने यही कहा, राजकोट वाले तैयार है, लाओ 2 टैंक दे दो, हम नहीं बना के दे. तो हमें इंपोर्ट क्यों करनी है? वाई शुड वी गो फॉर द इम्पोर्टेड? एक टैंक की वैल्यू कितनी है पता है बहन जी? नहीं पता है आपको, मुझे भी पता नहीं था. ये सबके सामने बोल रहा हूं मैं. मोर देन 75 करोड़ अगर बन सकती है तो 25 करोड़ में मैं बना के दूं. हमारे एसोसिएशन के इसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. टेक्नोलॉजी से इसरो के साइंटिस्ट को मैं लेके गया तो उन्होंने बोला कि ये जर्मन टेक्नोलॉजी है, उसको मैं रिप्लेस इंडिजियस में कर देने को तैयार हूं. लेकिन ये करना तो पड़ेगा, कहीं ना कहीं तो शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी, इनिशिएटिव लेना पड़ेगा. और लीजिए सब साथ मिलके, तो मैं
Darshana ji, you wanted to say, add something?
Yes, I must say that Gujarati can do anything. And सरप्राइजिंगली जिसकी कॉस्ट आती है ना, सर ने बोला 75 करोड़ से 25 करोड़, इट इज पॉसिबल इन गुजरात. राजकोट, अहमदाबाद, वडोदरा, सूरत, these all are the hub for the engineering. All the industries are there: textile, gems and jewelry, engineering, foundries, chemical, pharma. What we are not exporting now, we will be hub of electronic and semiconductor. So it is possible. There should be a defense corridor in Gujarat.
गुजरात में डिफेंस कॉरिडोर आएगा तो MSME को 75%.
Right, we are out of time, but I must say it's been a very interesting session. Go Gujarat and, achieve the impossible, dream the impossible and make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર. એક વખત ફરીથી જેટલા પણ પેનલિસ્ટ અમારી સાથે આજે જોડાયા છે, MSME ના ફાયદા શું છે, ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી શું જોઈએ છે, બધું આપણને જાણવા મળ્યું. અને I would request once again Neha ma'am to please present a token of gratitude to all our panelists. Thank you once again to all the panelists over here. With that, we now march ahead to our next very interesting session. We have with us a seasoned entrepreneur, एक एवा leader जिनने introduction में कोई जरूर नहीं. He's one of the key leaders of Gujarat's largest industry association, the GCCI, as we all know, the Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. અને હવે એક બહુ જ સ્પેશિયલ સેશન અને એડ્રેસ માટે હું મંચ ઉપર આમંત્રિત કરવા માંગુ છું Mr. Apurva Shah to please join us, the director at Jayatma Group and the vice president at GCCI. તાળીઓ સાથે એમનું સ્વાગત કરીએ everybody, come on. A seasoned entrepreneur with more than 2 decades of experience, and we're looking forward to hearing you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be part of this ET MSME conclave. This year, and I was here last year as well. All the credit goes to my organization, GCCI, not my own firm. It is a platform which has given me access to the smallest, the micro, small, medium, to large conglomerates. I was just speaking to Mr. Shantanu. I had a rare opportunity to meet last week Mr. Kumar Mangalam Billa on a one-to-one session for an hour. And it is so diverse that it connects me to the lowest strata. I can connect to a farmer as well. So that is the strength of GCCI. The reason I'm standing in front of you, the esteemed crowd of the SME cluster that ET is organized. GCCI is an organization which has more than 7,500 members, 250,000 indirect members. And I'm proud to say we are probably the cheapest, I wouldn't say cheapest, we just charge a nominal fee. Out of all the associations, FICCI, CI, I would name any, our fee is mere 1,500 rupees a year. So the idea is not money, it is to give service back to the society. Large corporates have their own teams to look after the government sector. Us, people like small, medium, it is a tough job to run the business. At the same time, do a lot of compliances. I'm not here to complain, Bharat Sahib, but there are certain issues that small people go through. And the time that has to be spared for business is spared somewhere else. I believe we've transformed. I believe we've done quite well. But there is still a space. I always say, why don't we have one office, one place, where all the licenses are done? So we don't have to go around different offices just to get licenses. But yes, we are here to discuss gift. I thought gift was Gandhinagar, but yes, this is another gift that we need to go and give to this Bharat, as we fondly call it now, Bharat Viksit Bharat 2047, the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Modi, sir. As I would mention, I'm sure Bharat Sahib has mentioned all the policies, the industrial policy, the textile policy, which was recently launched. There's a policy called CGT SME for the PSU, the private, the cooperative banks. I feel the reason you've done that is that I don't have the collateral or I want to expand and I don't have enough value to give to the bank, so the expansion doesn't go ahead. That's fine, you've given that, but then the interest rate goes up when I don't have that. So it is a disadvantage for a small and medium enterprise. It is almost 13-14%. So he shells out more even before growing. So I think that is one sector, the state government, if we cannot pursue the central, we should subsidize. Maybe for people from 1 lakh to 1 crore or 5 crores. They are not large. So I was on the board of the RBI annual meetings and monthly meetings. So I asked them, why don't you give me a figure? What is the interest that the large people pay and what is the interest rate that the SME pays? You don't want names, just a percentage. They could not answer. Because they knew that when you don't have resources, there's someone always there to bleed you out. But anyways, Gujaratis, they find their way out. So they get equity. So the next form is SME IPOs, where we've done fantastically well. So we look at the brighter side. Any opportunity, the Gujarati is there to pick it up. And I would rather say it is in our blood. And geographically, we are so balanced. We have a closest coastline. For anyone to export from Rajasthan or Haryana is, say, 40,000 rupees a truckload. For us, it is 22,000, maybe 28,000. So we always had the advantage of being located in Gujarat. It is a blessing by the Almighty. પ્રભુના આશીર્વાદ કહે છે કે ગુજરાતમાં જન્મ્યા છે, ધંધો તો થશે જ અહીંયા. We'll always do the business. I remember before 10 years when I used to run a small unit in Limdi in Surat, so I used to interact with farmers. I was born and brought up in Ahmedabad in a good school, so there is a different culture shift when you go to the rural Gujarat and understand it is not money that does business. It is sitting there, having a cup of chai, understanding his logic, and then moving forward before doing business. So we had VAT then, and to export, you had to have the H forms, then you had to pay 2% CSC to send goods to Punjab, which were never reimbursable. Today with GST, it is a blessing for the nation that the 100% input goes to the next guy. So the small traders are not burdened for that trade. And that money is not an expense, it is a transition of tax. So anyone doing the right trade is today blessed with GST, I feel. One more thing that I feel that the 45-day criteria that has come up by the government of India for the 90-day period, that you cannot delay payment, otherwise be counted as a tax away, is a blessing. I'm sure there are few people who do not agree to me, as few do, but from the responses we've had in the last few months, they said our liquidity has gone up. Initially, large companies diverted their trade through traders to jump the wagon and not give, but no, it doesn't work that way. You have complaints, you have quality issues, you have logistics issues. So eventually, anything new, initially, yes, it does trouble you. But then what happens, it slowly goes into the system and then you blend in. I was surprised today, we went to a small expo. It's called a tech expo here. And young entrepreneurs, probably in their early 30s, done it first time. You look at the zeal there. It's a small 9 square meter stand, charging mere, I think, 90,000 rupees for 2 days. I went to a few stores, asked them, what did you get out of as a business? He said, leads have been generated. There is a government subsidy, I think, where they refund almost around 60,000 rupees back to them. So the handholding from the government of Gujarat is fantastic. The only thing that we need to do is make sure that these policies go to the bottom strata, the smallest farmer, the smallest vendor. We are a small village in Surat. The awareness has to be there, maybe printed in Gujarati, maybe in whatever vernacular language, whichever place that it goes, it has to go to the bottom. And that is the duty of what Gujarat Chamber does. And that is our sole duty, that we percolate the information right down to the bottom. And I'll just share a small example. 2 months back, we had a magazine where we mentioned the policy of the MSMEs. And we were kind enough that Mr. Bharat gave time to Chamber. He was there for a few hours. We published it. And to our surprise, a member who had taken the interview was unaware of the policy. It was small, 8-9 lakh rupees. He does screws and bolts, manufacturing, he supplies to PEB sheds. He said, Apurva bhai, isse to bahut fayda hua mere ko. I did not know that this policy existed. And I've got advantage of this. With this, I'll be able to buy a small new machine. For large companies, it doesn't matter. For even 5 lakh rupees of a small guy, the joy it brings in, it is just unimaginable. And we see that day in, day out. I'm part of a lot of bodies. With the government of Gujarat, we do policy advocacy. I'm sure most of the time we keep fighting with them. They don't like us when we knock on their doors. They're like, again, nahi aa gaye, ye kuch ho leke aa gaye wapas. But no, we are there to uplift. We are a bridge between the trade and the government. We're not there to fight. We try and understand the issues. We try and make sure that the voices reach them. So whenever I get an opportunity to go to any media house, I don't leave it, because this is a golden opportunity for us. We love to share our views, and we love to share the right views. We love to share that a daily like ET, Economic Times, hosting it year on year for the betterment of the trade and industry. What else can we ask as a chamber? Because when we call as chamber, it is not going to be this crowd, it's going to be member-driven crowd, it's going to be a very different crowd. We look out to spread the word, and I cannot think of a better opportunity for any trade person and trade body to come and represent our august audience like you and put our thoughts out. I'm so privileged. I was called today morning by Joy, and I was like, yes, I will be there. I'll make sure I come there. It is my responsibility to come here and share the views of the trade. There's one more thing I'd like to share. Digital infrastructure. So when you say that most of the companies don't have the money, today there's a guy who's selling SAP. How do you expect a small medium enterprise to set up SAP? No, he cannot. He doesn't have those resources. No, he doesn't have those budgets as well. So I think government should intervene. Why don't we handle them, not only the finance side? How do you make sure that he doesn't have the time? How does he get into the system? If you look at the filings, most of the filings have become digital. Probably I don't know the internet. I'm 70-year-old. Why should I learn internet now? I know how to do business. I'm going to do business. So I'm going to employ someone and do it. So the less the compliance bars up, I'm pointing to you because you are the only one I know in this place who's from the government of Gujarat. I'm sure anyone who's done wrong doings, cash hold of him. We are not there for them. But less compliance means more business for us. One more thing I would like to share, the largest is, why do we categorize as SME and MSME and large? Why don't we treat them as businesses? Why are large corporates given space? I'm on contract with what Ajit Bhai says. Instead of giving large 1,000 hectares, why don't you give 10 hectares to 100 farmers, 100 entrepreneurs? We'll do it. You show us the roadmap, we'll do it. What we should do as a country, we are the youngest rising population. Skill development is, Jitendra Kaka has just mentioned. Yes, but we could develop facilities like China. Why don't we build the resources there? We have the resources. It is our kids who go abroad and come back when they see we are both better off here. I've lived in London 10 years. I think India is great. I would never live abroad, not because of my family or business. This is my country. I take pride in two things. One, I should not harm my nature, knowingly or unknowingly. And second, nothing about my nation. Whatever I do, I should have pride. I should do it not only for my family, it should be for my nation. I only have one thing to say. All you do is put your heart out. It is going to work. You don't need top education or top empowering committees, or put your heart in and everything works. 5 years back, I did not know what chamber was. I was all into my factory from 7 to 7. That is what I did. Life teaches you. Put your heart in and brings wonders. Today, from conventional industry, I'm a family-oriented business where you always have that. Papa will take the decision. The kid doesn't get a chance till he's 40, 50. You have to break the barriers. Make sure you do it right. You have to be ethical. You have to be part of the family. We are system-driven, social country, and I think India is one of the best places where you can work, where we work as a large family together. We have a lot of ethics, a lot of social commitment, and it brings wonders out of us. And I'm a proud Indian. I thank you all for hearing me out. I'm sorry if I meant for anyone else. It was not personal, and I wish the best out of the ET. Thank you once again, ET, for inviting us as chamber. Thanks a lot.
Check. Thank you so much. I would request Sir to please join us, and I would request Ms. Neha to please present a token of gratitude once again. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Thank you so much for sparing time and being with us over here. All right, friends, with that, now we move ahead to our next set of panel discussion over here, which is driven by the young minds that are creating an impact not just in Ahmedabad, but all over India. We have the Magma Group coming up over here for a very special panel discussion. As we can see that the table is being set, and I think there are a lot of fans of the Magma Group in the house over here. So can we give a big round of applause, everybody together? Thank you. I would like to begin by inviting our panelists. We welcome on stage Mr. Neil Thakkar, the founder and CEO of Magma. Come on, everybody, let the applause keep going on. We have Mr. Ashish Jani, the COO at Magma, joining us on the panel. And along with that, we have Mr. Gaurav Rawat, the head business development, Magma, coming up over here for the next panel discussion. Just for the uninitiated, the Magma is an integrated manufacturing solution provider, and they provide a wide range of factory solutions, which includes pre-processed raw materials involving waste recycling solutions, energy supplies, and end-to-end logistic management as well. So a warm welcome, and I think we should give a little breather to Neha as well, and I'll just take up with the panel discussion now. Check, check. So, warm welcome once again. Very good evening to you all. You've been with everybody you've been hearing so far, in the regional summit. But let's just begin by understanding, Neil, your journey, how the idea kind of popped up in your head and how the journey unfolded, one after the other.
Yeah, thank you, first of all, the Economic Times for having us. It's always a pleasure to partner with you guys. When Joydeep came up with this opportunity to me, I knew it was a no-brainer to interact with the vibrant ecosystem here. Honorable Bharat sir, the dignitaries present here. Yeah, pleasure to interact with you guys. So my journey started when I was 18 years old, working at a factory. I did my bachelor's in economics from the University of California in Irvine. Typically come from the background of industrial materials. So common day in, day out conversation was around that. In the US, I was leading procurement for this company called MS International. So a lot of my time involved with interacting with MSMEs in India, helping them build their procurement leg. And I think that's where the whole overarching thesis of Magma came into play, Lipi. One of our theses is that a lot has been talked about China plus one and shift of manufacturing from China to India, but very little about whether these factories in India are actually ready. I had a brief chance to spend some time with Honorable Minister of Commerce, Mr. Piyush Goyal, last week, and we were just discussing on the aspect of India doesn't have a new capex problem. Industrial clusters don't have a new capex problem. It's about how we're going to utilize the existing resources we're going to have and aim for the Viksit Bharat 2047 vision led by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. So I guess that's where the whole idea of creating industry-specific solutions came for us. When we started Magma, we started with a plain vanilla model of helping factories with their procurement needs. And as the company grew, we knew we wanted to take innovative approaches to serving their critical needs. So we started a waste management business. We started a energy business. We're starting a bioenergy business, which Gaurav can share about. And connecting these pieces of puzzles helped us realize that we're gonna improve utilization for a small manufacturer, and that's in turn gonna give them an IRR that they initially set out for. So we're proud to work with over 300 factories in Gujarat actively, serving them actively, creating about 1,000 jobs directly and indirectly, and yeah, happy to answer specifics.
Check. Sorry. What a journey this has been. Can we have a huge round of applause starting from baby steps to almost being a leader now? Congratulations. And since you mentioned that you were in the US and then you kind of, moved back here after having an experience there, it's always a transitional change, coming back to the homeland and working. So what were the challenges you per se personally faced and then the company as well? It's always difficult to start something fresh and kind of make a mark eventually. So let's just talk about the challenges that you faced personally as well as a company.
Yeah, I'd like to, piggyback on Panchal sir's point. એમને બહુ નિખાલસતાથી સારા points આપણને જણાવ્યા that discipline when it comes to just the overall MSME and the labor arbitrage, I think that's one thing that we continue to struggle with both personally and professionally. અમાસે ભરવી હોય, સોમવારે ભરવો હોય, festivals પણ હોય. And when that happens, what are you going to do as a factory with your overall utilization? I'll give you a quick example. We started our month of November on 16th. Like you usually start your business on the first day of the month, right? And we're backed by leading global investors. So we usually send out like a monthly investor update saying what's up. And this time I just had a very candid answer to them that I have nothing to share because these guys were gone to their villages for the first 15 days of the month. And what indirectly people like us try to solve for is that if they were on the floor for 10 days, if their machines were up and running for that additional 10 days a month, you're talking about an asset that's not underutilized. You're talking about a utilized asset. And I think these are the areas where we've really identified what the nuance of these customers have been and built specific solutions for them. In terms of my journey, I think I'm currently 24 years old, so probably the youngest in the room. Jetla pan dignitaries છે અહીંયા. I've been a big fan of their work. So getting to build a level of nuance with what they also bring on the table, I think that's one thing that is both a strength and weakness. And what I mean when I say that is you're dealing with a set of customers who put their life savings in starting up their factory. So yeah, go for it.
Any specific challenge that you would like to share apart from like the holidays that you just mentioned? Of course, that's like part and parcel of all the industries also. But something that you really faced as soon as you landed and you had this idea in your head to kind of create. Maybe something like forming a team is also a little difficult. So if you could share that.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the pointer there. So I think we're one of the first companies, startups in Gujarat, who is a manufacturing tech startup and brought in foreign direct investment. So just 2 weeks back, we were interacting with Shri Balwantsingh Rajput, who's the Minister of Industries, Gujarat. And we were just appreciating the fact on how it took us a couple of years to kind of reach that stage. So I think to answer your question specifically, Lipi, that was the first challenge that we faced and we continue to face, that when you're in a tier 3 town like Ahmedabad and building solutions which are typically catering to a traditional segment, it's hard to convey that level of nuance to say a guy in New York writing a $10 million check, right? But luckily we've been privileged to have industry association partnerships, the government working with us in sending that message to the global audience. And I think that's attracting foreign direct investment. And I think we will love to double down on that.
Super. Wishing you all the best on that.
Thank you.
A question for Ashish. Supply chain is a very fragmented industry. We all are aware, still kind of, taking the baby steps and understanding also. So how do you get these fragments together and make it wholesome?
Good evening, everyone. As she rightly pointed out, that the supply chain has always been a challenge for all the manufacturing clusters and especially for the SMEs. It's been a headache, let's be honest, to manage the supply chain because the unconditional, terms, the unplanned cost which will occur in the supply chains. So as our previous speakers rightly pointed out, that to empower the industrial clusters in Gujarat, we have to focus on the the cluster approach, and we have to focus on the ecosystem approach to build the supply chain which will last for the years and we can get the benefits out of it. So at Magma we focus to change the notion about the supply chain, and to do that we focus on the ecosystem approach. For instance, let's say the reverse logistics, which is really ignored aspect of the supply chain. But if the goods will move from and to the manufacturer smoothly, then we can create values out of it. And another thing is the velocity. At the velocity which the goods are moving in the industrial belt of Gujarat, in this competitive landscape, we need to match that velocity and pace to unlock the advantages through the industrial belts of Gujarat.
And the advantages that, by bringing it wholesome together, what are the advantages that the MSMEs can get from that?
So if the supply chain is efficient, at the pace the goods are moving will be increased, and the inflow and outflow of the goods will be, will be smoother, and the output will be higher.
Thank you so much. Coming to you, Gaurav, sustainability is a very integral and important part of MSMEs as well, So you and the entire team of Magma are taking a lot of steps, where we focus on clean energy as well. So your thoughts on how you see the progress of it? Of course, the journey has been highlighted a little bit by Neil. And, what do we see in the future? Because sustainability in every area has become the hot trending topic of discussion, So what do you see as the future?
Hello. So, as you rightly said, that sustainability is the thing where everyone is looking at. Like Neha mentioned in the beginning that she went to Arvind at Satinj plant, and there she discovered that what Arvind is doing, and we are glad to announce that we are associated with Arvind. We went there, we understood their raw material requirement, that what they are doing towards sustainability, and we started supplying those raw materials. Like sir told, who are using boilers, and they are having 22 TPH plant boilers, 3-4 boilers they are using. So government is initiating on how right now we are importing coal. How we should not import coal, and how we can create an alternate product of coal. So that is something which is biofuel. So when we started this vertical of biofuel, me, Neil, Ashish bhai sat together, and we told that either our company would be an example for the society, or we would be a warning. So to be an example to the society, what we can do, where we can go, how we can do it. We went to the market, we went to, as last speaker told, that Limdi, Surendranagar. અમે લોકો ત્યાં ગયા, ત્યાં એ લોકો જોડે ચાય પીધી, અને ત્યાં we started business over there from Limdi. We buy the cotton જે ઉગે છે, મતલબ the cotton which is grown. So you take the cotton, the stalks are there, which is there in the ground. We buy that stalks, cotton stalks, we make briquettes out of it, we supply it to them. We went to the sugar industry and the waste they generate, like bagasse, we made briquette out of bagasse. We were the first one to do that, and we supplied it to Reliance. We went to Reliance. We were there. Founder has got the opportunity to meet Mukesh sir in one of the event, and he told his team that why don't you come up here and we'll discuss opportunities. We went to Reliance. We understood that they need 2-3 things, and we are actually doing that. So they need press mud. Press mud is something that right now government is focusing on, compressed biogas plant. So we are taking bagasse from a sugar factory. Another product which they are creating is press mud. We took that press mud, we started supplying to Reliance. So it's like every day there's so much of opportunities going aside, and we are like every day is a new challenge. I just want to quote a thought of late Shri Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, that if you want to shine like a sun, you need to burn like that. And yes, we are burning in the ground, and we are doing, because India is the country, we are developing, India is a developing country. I just want to say a few things, that India is a developing country where people we have crossed the population in terms of China, right? So more people, more populace, more consuming, more we are consuming. The more we consume, the more we produce. The more we produce, the more the waste we are creating. The more waste we are getting, the more opportunity we are getting. So we are glad for that. Thank you.
I wanna just piggyback on Gaurav's point. I know Darshana and Ajit sir and all mentioned about the semiconductor opportunity. What we're seeing on the ground, an equally exciting opportunity for maybe a folks of like ours want to consider, is around bioenergy and green manufacturing. What we have come to realize is energy alternative in India right now is where China was in 2002. And demand outpace supply issue has already started to occur. I had a chance to interact with Mukesh Ambani sir, and મેં એમને briefly કીધું કે સર આ લાઈનમાં થોડું મહેનત કરી રહ્યો છું. And his two lines were play aggressive અને ગુજરાતનો દીકરો છે એટલે ત્યાંની બહાર ના નીકળતો. We have so much agri resources. Even if you take 20% of that waste and convert it into something alternative, which of course Bharat Sahib would highlight the alternative opportunities we have, it's considered a bioenergy source that is now mandated by the government across clusters. We have put ourselves, like Gaurav was with Adani Group before, and he's leading our bioenergy vertical, and we've put a very ambitious targets that in the next 12 months, we will be setting up 20 such plants across Gujarat. We will be creating 500 jobs directly and indirectly more. And if you guys ever want to come explore that with us, we're always happy to partner.
Thank you so much. And Gaurav, while you were talking about the sustainable practices and all that you have been trying to bring together, and very rightly said that more consumers, more waste and everything. But how does it overall create an impact on MSME? And from the positive perspective, I'm trying to ask you, right? The small practices that you guys are trying to begin overall.
So we are a startup, right? What we need is funds to grow. So now we have got funds, right? So what we are doing, we are the circle of circular economy. We are making that circle big. How we are making big? So we get funds, we go to the plants, we do the joint ventures, we invest with people, we invest in people, we give value to the buyers, we give value to the sellers. The more fund I'll get, the more I'll associate with people. The more people I will associate, the more value I will give. The more value I will give, the more valuation I will get. The more valuation I will get, the more funds I will get. And again, I'll repeat that cycle. So this is how we are creating the impact.
Let's have a round of applause over here. Let's not stop us from applauding. But, Neil, I must compliment you and your HR for absolutely right hiring that you've done. The way he spoke was absolutely like the designation that has been mentioned, like the business development manager, and just kind of connecting one after the other to the points. But thank you so much to each and every one. And if you guys have any closing remarks for the audience over here, I would request you to please take 15 seconds and, conclude.
Yeah, my just closing thoughts are we're incredibly proud to call Gujarat home. We will be growing and investing here for the years to come. If you guys have a quick maybe look about us on Google, we have set a 100 crore corpus over the next 2 years to invest in Gujarat. Again, these are the key areas where we as Magma Group will be investing, and we're more than happy to work with industry associations, the government, and all the MSME partners here to curate specific solutions for you guys. Thank you.
Closing remarks, if you have any, Ashish.
Hello. Yeah. So I will say that, to succeed in this competitive landscape is earlier we were working with the conventional supply chains, but, now is the time that we have to work on the hybrid models of supply chain, wherein we have to implement the best practices of supply chain. And apart from the efficient supply chains, we also have to focus on the resilient supply chains. So we can focus and quickly change our way of working towards the needs of the cluster and industries.
Thank you so much. And closing remarks, Gaurav.
So not closing remarks, it's like I just what we are doing a private partnership. Means what work we are doing is we are doing for Reliance, we are doing for Arvind, we are doing for HUL, we are doing for PepsiCo. We want to do it public-private partnership. Why the same work I can do for government. Government is also doing, no doubt, but what challenges they are facing, we are executing it in a fast-paced manner. So that is the help which we need, and we will definitely, this summit has given us a way that we can talk to them and we can interact with them. Thank you for that, first of all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, and wishing you all the best for a brighter future, all the great work that you and your team has been doing. And all our panelists are over here, guys, so over dinner, please feel free if you have any questions with regards to their company, the good work that they have been doing. And I'm just going to take one more moment, and I request Mr. Joydeep, if he's here. Are you here? Oh, super. All right, I was looking for you. I would request you to please join us and present a token of gratitude to the young boys who are present over here, making not just Ahmedabad and Gujarat, but the entire country proud.
Guys, I do want to give a quick shout out to Joydeep. Joydeep has been pretty instrumental in bringing us here. And can we have a huge round of applause for him for pulling off such a great event?
Thank you so much once again to our panelists. Thank you, Mr. Joydeep Ghosh, for doing the honors over here. With that, friends, we now move ahead to our next set of panel discussion. We all are in the digital era, and digital transformation is one of the most critical skill set that is required in today's time for any business to grow, to adapt, to scale, and to succeed. Well, the next session has practical insights for the SMEs on how the new age technologies can be used by the SMEs to future-proof your business. Let's quickly call upon our panelist over here. We have Mr. Ankur Patel, the Director of Orange Technolab Private Limited, joining us over here for the panel discussion. Let's give a big round of applause while he walks towards the stage and joins us on the stage. Joining them on the panel discussion, we have Mr. Mukul Goyal, the co-founder of Stratfix. And we have Mr. Pulkit Dhingra, the founder and director of AHA Solar. Welcome, Pulkit, Mukul, and Ankur over here. And I think I'm going to give the tough job of moderating once again to my friend Neha. Let's welcome once again Ms. Neha Diwan over here.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Lippy, and that was a very interesting session with Magma, and hearing all about how they're really stepping up and putting their best foot forward. This session is about another key component for the MSME sector, which is about technology, and time and again. What has been spoken about is the need for MSME sector to embrace technology and how that can be a game changer for them to go ahead. So I want to begin first with Ankur, and I want to talk about how can SMEs leverage on emerging technologies like AI, IoT, and cloud computing to enhance operational efficiency. We spoke about it last time in Surat, and I would want to know your thoughts more about it again over here.
Very good evening, and thank you, ET, for arranging such a wonderful session. Kem cho Ahmedabad? Okay, I think there are very good claps were there from the back team. So once again, let's clap for everyone. So we heard about lot of technology. Nowadays we see a word like AI, ML, and which we have been using in our daily life also. Let's start with our email, where we are using this technology. But behind this technology, lot of things are there. Lot money are used to be spent. And for SMEs and MSME, the first question comes budget. For big company enterprises, there is no concern about the budget, but ખાસ કરીને આપણે કહીએ કે ગુજરાતમાં કેટલાનું છે પછી આગળ વાત ચાલુ કરે. If you interact with any businessman, any entrepreneur, the first word he say that my budget is this much. કદાચ આખી વાત સાંભળીને પછી તમને કહેશે કે my budget is this much. So it is very important for SME to manage into the specific budget. We can use some simple tools also which help us in a daily routine, like digital. आप जैसे every industry require a CRM software, a first software which capture the inquiries. You can manage into Excel, or you can have it some small open source or low budget also, which includes the technology of AI and ML, which help you to give some alerts. Second, resources. ઘણું બધું આપણે સાંભળ્યું દર્શન સાહેબથી, ઠક્કર મેડમથી, કે now the future is the resource. Resources are very important, and the resource skill development should be there. So every entrepreneur face a problem of resources. Hire a 1 lakh guy, but he is not doing anything. So we can use some tools like recruitment tools which help you to identify. Based on the screening, it gives you, help you to make some correct decision. So I would say that first identify your problem. Rather than going with some high-end solution, you can try to manage with some lower Excel or some affordable solution. In recruitment, if you see, Orange Technolab has provided one good HRMS solution which helps human resource to manage their employee life cycle, right from hiring to retire also, we can say. So I would recommend that audit yourself which solution is better. In ML, right now, lot of logics are there, and it will help you to upgrade your skills. So again, I would at the end, I would say that invest into skill rather than investing into some solution. Thank you.
Right, so using a prudent approach and as per your budget and as per what you can really put in, make that effort and invest according to that. Mukul, I want to bring you in at this point. Ankur spoke a bit about how, despite whatever constraints are at play, you can still adopt technology through the approach that suits you best. But if we specifically talk about some challenges which MSMEs are facing in adopting new age technologies, how can they overcome these to ensure a smooth transition?
So I believe I shared an experience, a very recent experience. Today in the afternoon, I was at some place and this guy who had asked me, saying, "Yaar, hame ERP lagana hai, ab hamare yahan pe आओगे क्या?" And I said, "Definitely yes." And I came to meet them if they had an ERP implementation intent. And I said, "बताइए क्या करना है?" I said कि ERP लगाना है. बोला, "सर बहुत अच्छी बात है, ठीक है. क्या आइडिया आया?" बोले, "मेरे दोस्त ने बताया." दोस्त ने बोला, ERP लगाओ, आपका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा. And I said, "Is there any other information?" बोले, नहीं, दोस्त ने बताया ERP लगाओ, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा. तो मैंने तुरंत गूगल में डाल के कॉन्टेक्ट कर लिया. Now, say this is a practically recurring problem where, and it's not a problem. I would say, in fact, this is a start of a thing where people coherently hear from someone stating, this is the solution for your problem, and why don't you apply this? So one of the challenges, Neha, I would say, in majority of the SMEs is that knowledge, Gyan, is where I really require, and I suggest that people should have a knowledge and know-how about why and what do you really want to do in organization. You just can't copy paste anything which is going on your neighbor side. Post the knowledge, which is a larger problem to see, is the resistance to change. Right, like example, Magna Mice, and I'm sure that, Magma guys would also face the same challenge where if all you want to have any change in the organization, you would have the resistance to change, not at only the top level, but also at the middle level and the lower level. And I would say, again and again, technology is not to discard, technology is to empower, technology is to empower. If at all the SME owners, not by themselves, also they make understand themselves and the people down the line कि अगर आप technology use करेंगे तो आप empower होंगे, आपकी पूरी life बदलेगी. That's where the resistance to change would slightly decrease. So the main, the main intent should always be about first gaining the knowledge, and second, improving a lot about resistance to change in anything in the organization, especially to start with technology. I think a lot can be happened over in the organization.
Right, so being more open and not just going in terms of, where everybody is really heading to. Clarity and intent is important in this journey. And Pulkit, I want to come to you now and want to switch gears a bit and talk about renewable energy solutions, since Gujarat is a hub for solar energy. So how can SMEs integrate renewable energy solutions into their operations to reduce costs and align with sustainability goals? As Mukul said, it is about not being resistant to change. I think in this aspect also there is some resistance out there.
So as rightly said by two of the panelists, so IT is one of the disruptive technologies that has came to our day-to-day life the last 2 decades. The last 1 decade, we have seen another disruptive technology, which is the solar energy, which is becoming a part of our day-to-day life. So 5 years back, you can hardly see any solar panels within the city. Now Gujarat being one of the top leaders because of the policy ecosystem that has been developed, the deployment of technology at the top, because any change can happen, and that too in the energy segment, if it is implemented from the top. Earlier, everything was manual, so very few people can get those benefits. In the last 5 years, 80% of the distributed solar that has been installed, it is installed in Gujarat. So it was because of the digital deployment and digital ecosystem that was created, which enabled consumers, people who wants to get into the business, and these are mainly the SMEs. Because earlier they were not accustomed to the processes, they were not able to understand those things. But because of this technology, now the things were so simple that even a person who had the knowledge of how to install a system, he was a part of the ecosystem, and he became a part of that MSME ecosystem to do his business. That has been a phenomenal change that has happened in this entire, on the supply side. On the demand side, as an SMEs, one of the cost center is their energy needs, and it is going to increase as we grow day by day. Now, earlier there was paper-based work were being done. Now everything is getting digital. It requires energy. So whether you have a factory, whether you have an office, your energy needs is going to increase. And then as an SMEs, even if it is a 10% or 20%, some SMEs will have a 30% also as a cost component of this. Now, because of the affordability and the accessibility and the way the renewable has become a part of, and thanks to our Prime Minister, the way he is promoting this technology has made this technology very accessible to everyone. Now, as an SME, if you are not adopting this, so if your energy you are buying at 7 rupees per se in an industrial setup, in some states it's also 8 or 10 rupees, but if we go in Gujarat, 7 to 8 rupees is the average. Vis-a-vis the same company, an SME who has used an alternative energy through solar, his input cost has reduced from 7 rupees to 4 rupees or 5 rupees. The output that he is selling, whatever it may be the ice cubes that he is selling or the manufacturing tools that he is selling, his input cost of one specific parameter, which and his competitor is using at 7 rupees, but he is using at 4 rupees. He can be a more competitive in his market without compromising on the quality, without compromising on his any other expenses. So this way the renewable will help the SMEs to make their operations more effective. And because of the government ecosystem that has been created in the state, it has become very easy. If you have the roof, you can get the rooftops installed. If you have larger setups, you can go and install at the farmlands and get the power wheel at your locations. Even the now new solutions are coming, the digital tokenization of renewable energy, where a power plant is installed at X place, it's getting tokenized and you can get the credit which you can use to pay the electricity bill. So these type of innovative financing, and lately the financing has also become very easy for the renewable project. So if all these things are taken care by the SMEs, that will have a direct impact on their operations. And one, not direct, but indirect is their ESG parameters that will help their brand to raise more funds. As in the last sessions, panel discussion, we were discussing from the people from Magma. They said they are going to invest 100 crores more in this Gujarat state. So when they go and meet the investors who are sitting outside India and they show these are the ESG practices, sustainability practices, that it also gives the brand image also increases. So all those things, are direct and indirect benefits are with the renewable, and the deployment has also become very simple because of the ecosystem that has been created in the Gujarat state and which is being replicated across India. The Gujarat model is going across India.
Wonderful. So it's about how the two, can come together and create a change, technology and sustainability, and how that is actually happening on ground. And as you said, SMEs are benefiting from it from a cost perspective as well. I want to ask a common question to you all about what advice would you give to SMEs in Ahmedabad to stay ahead of the curve and future-proof their businesses against technological disruptions? Ankur.
So I would start with a technology description. So cyber threat is a quite one. If you see out of now, every 3 seconds you are receiving a threat of a cyber. It may be a cold call, it may be email phishing. So awareness is not there. So I would say that people should get aware, and that will help us to reduce such threats. You should do something like my wife knows less than a Google knows about me. I would say that. Privacy kuch rahi nahi hai. Lot of description has been done. So get aware. क्या चीज है, फ्री वाईफाई मिलता है तो वी आर यूजिंग एट एयरपोर्ट, वी आर यूजिंग एनीवेयर. सो दैट डिस्क्रिप्शन विल हैपन. यू शुड टेक केयर बिफोर यूजिंग, यूटिलाइजिंग. मुफ्त में कुछ नहीं मिलता है. इफ यू आर गिविंग मुफ्त में, यू आर सेलिंग योरसेल्फ. आई वुड से दैट. सो बिफोर यूटिलाइजिंग एनी सर्विस, टेक केयर कि फ्यूचर में आपको उससे बड़ा घाटा नहीं हो. थैंक यू.
Okay. Your thoughts?
I have two suggestions, or I mean not suggestions in fact, because we implement. Don't say it that way. But technology में तलवार है, उससे सब्जी मत काटो. It's really a very big weapon. We really can't use technology in a very small manner in terms of कि ठीक है ये छोटा छोटा काम कर लेता है. I've seen people using ERPs in the most glorified version of Excel, right? It's not really meant for that. It's meant for larger purposes. It's meant for not just for dashboards. It's meant to reduce the turnaround time, increase the profitability, increase the optimization. That's what technology is for. So बड़ी तलवार है, उसको प्लीज तलवार की तरह यूज कीजिए, उसको सब्जी काटने में मत यूज कीजिए. Point number 1. Point number 2 is, if you look India as not just a country, but India Inc. as an organization, this organization is right now seeing a third generation of entrepreneur. 75 years of the organization, the first generation was our grandfather who had a challenge of survivability. Then there were our fathers who had a problem of sustainability, and now it is on to us. The generation which is a well-traveled, well-exposed, well-educated, well-read. Let's not waste time. Let's make the best out of these options which we have. We have to scale. There's no other option. Scalability is not an option anymore. Scalability is not a choice. Scalability is mandatory for all of us. So not just to Ahmedabad, but Akhu Gujarat and Akhu India. That's the only option which we have, that we have to make sure that let's scale. And technology is the greatest tool which we have in India. Let's make the best out of it.
Well said. It truly is, and it can make a wonderful difference. Pulkit, final words from you.
See, as I told, the two disruptive technologies that we are seeing as a generation, we should not shy away in adopting any of these two, either in your operations, whether it's the digital tools for your HR, your ERP, or the second one is for your energy needs. These two are the need of the hour, and as mentioned, that it is the scalability is the mandatory thing, that, and the scalability will only come if we are open with adopting the technologies. The technology has changed in the last 4 years. No one was aware of the AI. Now AI has become a part of a lot of organizations. So acceptability of the new technologies that are coming and making them a part of your day-to-day life is what I can say.
Sorry, can I share an
Yes.
experience, right?
Yeah, sure.
બારડોલી એટલે 2 લાખ રૂપિયાનો 2 લાખ પોપ્યુલેશનની ઉપર વસ્તી નથી, રાઈટ? ફોર શ્યોર બારડોલી એવી જગ્યાએ સેપ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેડ છે ત્યાં. B1 હાના સેપ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેડ છે. હવે બારડોલી જેવી જગ્યામાં જો એક્ઝામ્પલ સેપ થઈ શકે, રાઈટ? And where the most of the entrepreneurs starts thinking that we will apply this when we will reach there. But you need to apply right now because you want to reach there. So technology also comes over there. You need to start applying here right now. So to reach there, બારડોલી જેવી જગ્યામાં થઈ શકે તો અમદાવાદ તો બહુ આગળ છે. So let's do that right now.
I would need a translation of that later. Right. So technology is the right enabler, and it can really help to take this ecosystem forward. Technology is a friend, not a foe, and MSMEs need to embrace that. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us these insights. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And before you settle down again, I request Neha once again to please present a token of gratitude over here to Mr. Ankur, Mukul, and Mr. Pulkit. Thank you so much in helping us understand the digital transformation that is taking place all over the world, actually, not just in Ahmedabad or India. Thank you so much. And that was the last panel discussion that we had. But now we have a very special session coming up over here. While access to finance is a very critical element to scale and grow, there is also much more that an MSME owner needs. You know, they need to be equipped with many more things. And keeping this in mind, the Aditya Birla Finance Limited has launched a platform called Udyog Plus, which is a one-stop solution. It's like a shop for all the MSMEs. And let us understand about this Udyog shop much more in detail. And I would request and welcome on stage over here Mr. Arjun Soni, the head of B2B sales digital ecosystem Aditya Birla Finance Limited, to please join us and throw some light in helping us understand the Udyog. Let's have Mr. Arjun over here.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here at the ET Regional SME Summit and in this large gathering of entrepreneurs, representatives of industry associations, as well as the government bodies. previous panelists and guests talked about various challenges faced by MSMEs, right? Be it easy access to capital, or the support that they need in terms of, whether it's in terms of compliances or other non-core business activities, right? That take a lot of bandwidth of small businesses, or the various tech solutions that are needed, or the adoption that's needed to scale the business to the next level. And some of these various needs and challenges is something that we at Aditya Birla Capital understand and appreciate. And to address these, we launched the Udyog Plus platform, right? And I'll just take you through it. It's a completely end-to-end digital solution, digital platform that caters not just to the credit requirements of the MSMEs, but does much more, right? On the credit side, it provides a completely digital end-to-end loan journey, right? So within a few minutes, and Shantanu earlier talked about that, within a few minutes, the customer can actually not just apply for a loan, but also avail a loan for smaller ticket. Even for larger ticket, the customer has to apply for a loan. He can apply for a loan sitting right at his office or a business premises without the need of actually submitting any physical documents, or actually going to a branch. So there is, of course, an end-to-end digital lending solution that's there. But it's not just that. There is also other financial solutions that are available, whether it's access to digital insurance solutions or digital investment solutions uniquely catered and customized to the MSME or small businesses. Apart from these credit and financial solutions are not just available for the MSMEs, it's also available for the employees. So it includes digital personal loans. There are life insurance solutions, health insurance solutions that are also available on the Udyog Plus platform. Apart from this, there are a host of other solutions that are available that can help in terms of day-to-day running of the business of an MSME, right? So there are solutions, and I'll talk more about that, whether it's from an HR solutions, whether it's billing solution, invoicing solution, travel solutions that are also there, all so that there is ease of doing business, and the MSME can actually focus on its core business, and the rest can be taken up by the platform. Similarly, there are also several growth solutions that are available so that any small business can actually access newer markets, as well as finding newer business partners. And I'll talk more about those in the next slide. On the lending solutions, right? As I mentioned, it's a completely end-to-end digital solution. We provide term loans, from 1 to 3 years, which are completely digital in nature for small ticket size up to 3 lakhs. There are instant loans that are available, right? So customer just has to fill in a few fields, give a couple of information, and based on that, there is a instant digital underwriting that happens, and the customer gets an offer and can avail a loan within a few minutes, right? We also have larger ticket size loans where, again, the customer just has to give a consent, right? Based on the consent, based on the banking and GST, there's a loan, there's an underwriting that's done and a loan offer generated. And again, the customer doesn't have to submit any physical documents. Apart from the term lending solutions, we also have supply chain solutions, right? So if somebody is looking for a working capital solution of a few months, right, 2 months, 3 months, to either buy some material or sell some material, that's also available on the platform. Again, the entire journey is completely digital, right? And we offer loans as high as 10 crores on supply chain side. And as I mentioned, then there are investment and insurance solutions as well. So on the various tools that are available, so as I mentioned, an MSME can, there are a host of multiple digital solutions that are available, whether it's opening a current account digitally, whether it's HRMS solutions, again specifically focused on the small businesses. There are billing and invoicing solutions that are available. There are travel solutions that typically, large corporates avail. That is also something that can be accessed by these small businesses. All these services essentially help in terms of ease of doing day-to-day operations for the MSME. Apart from that, there are other solutions that can help in the growth of the organization as well. So we have tie up with ONDC, so within a few minutes, any MSME can actually start selling their goods and services online to the entire customers that are there on the platform. We also have a business networking solution where like-minded, any business can meet like-minded parties. It could be buyers, sellers, and other business partners, right? So it's a networking platform, just like on the personal side, you have Twitter, Facebook, or on professional, you have LinkedIn. This is specifically catering to the needs of businessmen and especially small businesses that's there. And all of this can actually be accessed through our website, right? So when I say Udyog Plus platform, it's available on our website, udyogplus.adityabirdlacapital.com. Anybody can access it free of cost. There's no charges for registration, and I would encourage you all to try that. Just to deep dive on the credit offering, right? As I mentioned, it's a completely digital end-to-end journey, right? To avail collateral-free loans, right? Within a few minutes, it's a DIY journey. Just and maybe I'll skip to the next slide, which will give a more of a clearer picture on the actual journey, right? So it's a pretty intuitive journey, right? The customer has to just fill up a few fields. What's the entity type? What is the loan amount that it's looking for? PAN number, etc. And based on that, it gives a consent, and then the bureau is fetched, and based on it, the loan offer is generated. If the customer is looking for a higher ticket size, he can actually give consent for pulling the bank account statement from account aggregator, or actually upload a bank statement, and based on that, a loan offer is generated. If the customer likes the loan offer, they can proceed with the KYC, digital KYC, and then digital e-signing, and digital mandate registration for EMI payments. And within a few months, actually the customer can actually avail a loan, right, without the need of, as I said, submitting any physical documents. Similarly, on the supply chain side as well, as I mentioned, again here we are offering small, shorter term working capital loans. So if you are a dealer, dealer of a large brand, you can take dealer financing solution. There are vendor financing solutions if you are selling to corporate, and even if you are just having a smaller manufacturing unit, we also you can also avail inventory financing from us. Again, as I mentioned, it's a digital journey just based on your bureau, banking, as well as GST, which can again be given based on digital consent. We can actually give you a loan offer, and again the entire documentation is also completely digital. Apart from vendor financing, channel financing, we also have factoring solutions. If you are looking for a larger ticket factoring solution or reverse factoring solution, those are also available on the platform. Yeah, for larger ticket, we also have secure loan offering, right? So if you are looking for loans as high as 25 crores and are looking for a lower rate product, or a more customized, or a higher loan tenor or customized repayment, you can also avail a secure loan offering. Of course, it's not completely digital. We have, as Shantanu mentioned, we have 45 branches in Gujarat, and there are representatives of the SME team as well present here, and will be happy to help you in availing collateral based loans as well. Lastly, there are a lot of industry associations present here, and we work with multiple such associations in offering the Udyog Plus platform to its members, and we will be happy to engage with you to do the same with your members. And these are various ways in which you can actually partner with us. Our team is there in this event, and there's a booth outside as well, and we'll be happy to engage with you and partner with you to extend these offerings to your members as well. Right. With that, I would like to conclude my presentations, and would again encourage you all to actually go to our website, udyogplus.adityabirdlacapital.com, and explore the offerings that are there. There are thousands of customers over the last 1 year that since we have launched it, and I'm sure it can add a lot of value to your small businesses as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and I would request once again Mr. Joydeep to please join us and present a token of gratitude to Mr. Arjun over here. I believe Joydeep is here. If we have Ms. Neha, may I request Ms. Neha to please do the honors. Do you have Mr. Joydeep or Ms. Neha to please join us and present a token of gratitude? Okay. If we have a representative from economictimes.com, can I please request you to please join us and present a token of gratitude over here to Mr. Arjun? Do you have any representative from Economic Times? Oh yes, Joydeep is here. Yes, the man is here. All right, now we move ahead to the last segment of the evening, which is the much awaited celebration of grit, determination, and success. We celebrate the MSMEs that have been supported by the Aditya Birla Finance Limited in their business growth journey. I would like to invite on the stage Mr. Shantanu Basu, the head SME ABFL, to please join, and once again Mr. Arjun Soni, the head B2B Sales Digital Ecosystem ABFL, to please join us over here as I call upon the recipients of the awards over here. Friends, there's no particular order. We don't have any 1, 2, 3. We're just going in a very random order over here and felicitating all the recipients. We begin by felicitating Prerna Packaging. Can we have a huge round of applause? And let's have the team from Prerna Packaging over here. Congratulations. Moving ahead, the next recipient we have MABS Enterprises LLP. Let's have the team of MABS Enterprises LLP over here on the stage. Do we have MABS Enterprises over here? I believe they're not here. All right. Marching ahead, we welcome now Nirmala Rawal to please join us and accept the award over here. Congratulations. Next, we have moments, events, and entertainment coming up over here. Let's have the representative from Moments, Events, and Entertainment to please join us and accept. I believe they're not present over here. Moving ahead, we have Neelkant Packaging. Congratulations. Next, we have DHL Electronics. Let's have the representative from DHL Electronics joining us over here. Next, we have Zarurat Food and Vegetables joining us to accept the award. Zarurat Food and Vegetables. And I request the winners to be here with us. We want to take a group picture. So all the winners who are joining us, a humble request to please stay with us for 5 more minutes. Next, we have Jatin Kumar Patel coming up over here to accept the award. Do we have Mr. Jatin Kumar? Okay, he is not present over here. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing the honors. Congratulations. I request you to be here and let's have a group picture of all the winners who are present. Let's have the winners over here for a group photograph. I request you all to please join us. Thank you and congratulations once again. I would just like to take a moment and call upon Mr. Anand Iyer, Mr. Arpan Mukund Patel to please join us from the zonal sales head, along with Mr. Yash Gorekar and Mr. Ankit Kumar. They are from the ABFL Udyog Plus team. If we can have the four gentlemen on the stage, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions with regards to, ABFL, Udyog Plus, all that has been shared with you today over here, these four gentlemen are over here while we have the networking dinner. I request you all that they will be available, and if you wish to ask any query, any questions, please feel free to get in touch with them. Thank you. Thank you so much. And friends, with this, we conclude the Ahmedabad edition of the ET Make in India SME Regional Summit 2024, held in association with the Aditya Birla Finance Limited. Thank you once again, all those who have joined us. We want to take a moment and thanks Index TB as the state partner, Magma as the event has been powered by, Orange Technolab as a tech enabler, Stratfix as the business consulting partner, and the event is driven by Cargo Motors, Jaguar and Land Rover. Thank you once again to each and everyone for joining us. Thank you to panelists for taking out their time and being with us. I invite you all to please join us for the networking dinner. This is your host, Lippy Goyal, signing off. Thank you. Take care.
दो मिनट कभी 2 मिनट हुए हैं क्या? 2 मिनट. अरे भाई 2 मिनट बता रहा हूँ सर, 2 मिनट. 2 मिनट में तो ये भी नहीं बनता, और सिर्फ 2 मिनट में बिजनेस एक्सपेंशन लोन नए तरीके से मिल जाता है. उद्योग प्लस अब लोन के साथ एक ही जगह पर बिजनेस की सारी जरूरतें भी पूरी करे. आसानी से तरीका बदलो, बिजनेस बदलेगा.
For decades, Gujarat has been refining regulations and redefining processes to improve investment climate in the state. Enabled by the global vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, Gujarat has developed an ecosystem of convenience to businesses powered by comprehensive policies, backed by result-oriented governance.
Ease of doing business also leads to ease of life. And ultimately, it reflects the way people live, work, and transact in a society.
With the motto of first production, then promotion, Gujarat MSMEs, Facilitation of Establishment and Operation Act 2019, is enacted to exempt MSMEs from state approvals for a period of up to 3.5 years. Next, the investor can easily navigate the digitized land records and use GIS-based portal for identification of land parcel to establish its business. Self-certification scheme across 5 labor acts has been introduced in Gujarat, exempting applicable industries from inspection for a period of 5 years. Besides these, removal of need to renew shops and establishment license and rationalization of professional tax slabs relieve small businesses from cost and procedural burden. Gujarat is also the first state to start GST Seva Kendras for easier and quicker GST registration at preferred time slot of businessmen enabled with biometric authentication. Aimed at fostering a faceless governance ecosystem, Gujarat is at the forefront in the implementation of the PM